Hello, I'm going to illustrate to you how to do a simple spreadsheet. We're using Microsoft Excel, and some of the things that we're going to be doing in Microsoft Excel today is that we're going to create an actual monthly income budget. We're going to start in cell A1. As you can see, the information is already there for us. We're also going to add coloring. We're going to enter data, and we're also going to enter formulas, and we're going to end up perhaps creating a simple chart. Okay, so here we go. One of the things that we're going to look at, I have some information already started for us. Notice I started in A1. And so now what I want to do is I want to kind of like increase the column width of column A. So I'm going to go between the grid lines. As you can see, I'm going to click and drag over all the way until I get to the end of income. Now, as you can see, everything is looking a little bit better. I'm also going to increase the column width of B. And so I'm going to increase it all the way until I can see projected cost. All right, for actual cost, I'll do the same thing. For column C, I'm going to increase the width of the column by going between the grid lines. You see the adjust symbol, and now we're good to go. I'll probably increase column D a little bigger as well. And so you can also double click on it, and it will actually adjust to the size that you need. Now, I'm going to add some coloring. So I'm going to highlight all the way to D. So I'm going to use the range A1 to D1. And I'm going to now the font group. And on the font group, there's a little bucket here. So I'm going to click on that. And it looks like they're using a shade of blue. So we're going to go in and perhaps use a shade of blue. So we'll use this one. Now notice that when we change our color, that the font is dark. So we're going to have to change the font. We're going to go back to the font group and change the font color to white. Now, A2 through D3, I'm going to highlight A2 all the way to D4. And we're going to go in now and change this color to maybe something a little bit lighter. Okay. So I think we're okay. We can still see the text that's there. Cell B, we're going to actually have this one a little darker. So I'm going to go up and make this a little darker. Okay. And if I do, then I probably might need to change the font color. For housing, all the way, these are called column headings, by the way. Housing, projected costs, actual costs, and difference. These are column headings. I'm going to go and change the background color to a color that we can appreciate. I'm also going to change that font to a white font. All right, now as you can see in the handout that you've been given in LMS, that every other row has been shaded, kind of like a shade gray. So you can do this by highlighting and then hold your control key and then go to the next row and so on. And then once you're finished, you're going to select a gray tone. So I'm going to do it like this. And now I'm going to go back to the font group. I'm going to click on that little bucket right beside it. I'm going to change my color to gray. Now, it's just, makes it a little great to see an offset color. Now, we're going to enter formulas. But before we enter formulas, we're going to have to do some projection here. So we're going to project some costs. We're also going to look at income. So let's go to B2, and we're going to enter some income. Now, when you're entering the data, don't worry about the commas, because we're going to go back and format commas. Now, notice as you're typing that if it's numeric data, it's going to align to the right of the cell. However, text, alpha text here basically will align to the left. Now we're going to do some projection here. So for mortgage, we're going to enter some dollars. And so technically, and I'm just simply entering some data here so that we can see exactly what's happening with it when we get to our formulas. All right, so supplies, we'll do 150, we'll do 250 for others, and then we'll get a total in a moment. Now, we're going to go to the actual cost column, and we're just going to enter some differences here. So just make sure that all of the fields are done, and some things will perhaps remain the same. We had some additional repairs, we have some additional supplies, and then there's some other miscellaneous that we want to list as well. Okay, now to start with the formulas, we're going to go first to where it says total monthly income. And we're going to add these two cells. So that's cell B2 and B3. We're going to go and use what we call auto sum. And so we're going to go all the way over to the right of the screen where it says editing. And we're going to click on the auto sum button. And that automatically goes and grabs the range for us. You'll see we call the marquee. Sometimes we call the sedans ants. And sometimes we call it moving borders. But if you look at the formula bar, it's going to show you the formula that is being used. Every formula begins with the equal symbol. Okay, so we know this formula is correct. Now we can go to the left of that bar and check it. Okay, now we're going to move down to where it says difference, and we're going to enter a different type formula to get the difference. Every formula begins with the equal symbol, so we're going to say equal, and I like to go and just simply point and click, and then I know to get the difference we're going to be subtracting, so I'm going to say minus, and then I'm going to go and point to C7, and then once that formula is in, you can see it on the formula bar, and just go ahead and check it. Okay. Now, you can continue doing that, or you can use what we call the fill feature. The fill feature then is where you will place your mouse directly at the bottom right corner of that cell. You'll see a little thin line plus. Now you can click, hold, and drag all the way down, or I'm going to undo that, or you can actually double click on it. So it doesn't matter which one you do. Okay? Now the next thing that we're going to do, we're going to get a subtotal for projected costs. And to do that, we're going to go back and use our little auto sum because we're getting a total. Notice how it goes and grabs this range. So we're adding B7 all the way to B16. Notice that the colon in between means to continue through, and we began the formula with equal sum, and you can also see it in the formula bar. So that's what we want to have. We're going to check it. Now we can actually use what we call the fill feature again in order to get a subtotal for actual cost. All right, so we're going to click here and come over to where it says actual cost. Now the balance now is going to be the difference between our total monthly income and our subtotal. So we're going to enter a formula to subtract. So we're going to say equal B4 minus B17, and then we check it like this. Okay? And then again, you can also use the fill feature and fill C18, or it doesn't really matter, okay, what you do here. All right, so now to get the actual cost, though, balance for the actual cost, we're going to say equal B4, and now we're going to say minus C17, and then we check it. Okay, so now it looks like we have some money left over, so which is a good thing. So what would you do with that leftover money? I know there are some things that we did not include, like charity contributions. We did not include savings, and that should be also part of your personal budget. But for this assignment, we're just simply doing it this way. One last thing that I'm going to show you how to do then is how to create a chart. So I'm going to highlight a range, which is going to start with mortgage, and I'm going to use the projected cost, and I'm going to come all the way down to other. So I've highlighted my range. My range is A7 to B16. We're inserting a chart, so we're going to go to where it says Insert, and then you can notice that to the right of the screen, it gives you some charts that we can use. Now, as you can see, they might recommend some charts for us, but I like to do a pie chart. So we're going to click on this little drop list, and I like to do a 3D pie chart. So 3D, okay, and then I'm going to name this chart. So I'm going to name this chart Housing. Everything relating to housing is here. And as you can see, the chart actually gives us in proportion according to our numbers. Now, if you want to add percentages, you can go back to your chart styles, and then you can make some changes. So you can kind of like experiment with it. If it looks a little too congested, then you may want to space things out a little bit. All right, so these are some ways in which you can actually do that. So I kind of like this one, because then what it does, it kind of like moves the numbers away off of the chart itself. Okay, so you can make this chart smaller, or you can move it around where you want to move it. So we've gone through what I call the 6 parts of a spreadsheet, where we've had a title, which is our actual monthly income, and we have row headings, we have column headings, as you can see, housing, projected cost. We've added formulas, and the last thing that we added was a chart. So hopefully this activity helped you to get started with Microsoft Excel creating a simple chart.